What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Creating Character Podcast. This is the show that's such a great podcast, it belongs on the radio. I believe that wholeheartedly. We should be running this show every single day from about, I want to say 8:15 in the morning to about 9:15 also in the morning, because I don't want to do it all day. That'd be crazy. Yeah. My name is James Willems. I'm one of your hosts. I am a longtime podcaster, more recently turned professional wrestler, and I'm joined, as always, by my friend and co-host, Scorpio Sky.
The Morning Commute Podcast.
That's what I want.
Is what this is.
I want people locked in a steel chamber, forced to listen to us.
Yeah, they're just like gridlocked on the 10, and they have to listen to it. Like, I like it.
That's where we should be.
We should just start pitching this to radio stations, local radio stations, and say, let's get it. Let's make it happen.
Do you listen to the radio? Do you ever listen to the radio now, like morning shows?
Not so much anymore. I used to be a really big 710. A lot of people don't know that, but 710 AM radio fan out here in LA. A lot of people don't realize that's a sports, basically sports radio.
Oh,
so there's they're talking Lakers like all day,
yeah.
Dodgers, that sort of thing. So, and I used to be locked in all day listening to it. I used to like create trips I had to take in the car so I can go listen. They had some great shows. Max Kellerman used to have a show, Marcellus Wiley. Of course, the main two is John Ireland and Mason. What is his? Steve Mason. John Ireland. They're great. They're fantastic. And John Ireland is also does the radio hosting of Lakers. So he does commentary on Laker games. And whenever I can't watch a game, I can actually just drive and listen, and the commentary is so good. It's like you're watching the game. So yeah, I'm a big fan of AM radio.
Well, that's not what we're going to be.
Okay,
we're going to be something way more distracted, way more ADHD riddled, tons of topics, lots of segments. Eric will chime in every once in a while.
Well, I was going to say,
I'm chiming in now.
God,
what the?
That's the
Guys,
lowest thing
wow.
I've ever heard.
Wait a second.
He's going to call in from the helicopter.
I didn't even get to intro him.
He introed himself in probably the most accurate way possible.
That was loud. That was loud.
See, this is what we should be doing. And it's just people just gripping their steering wheel. Yeah. Like the rubber's coming off because they're so angry, so pissed off. That's where we should be.
The Road Rage Podcast.
The Road Rage Podcast.
Oh, now we're
this
talking.
Is what can be.
Yeah. Get them fired up. They're sitting on the 10 and they're just ready.
Yeah. When you see those two pulled over off the 2 freeway, just fist fighting, it's because they're frustrated.
This is the show.
Listening to ours.
Actually, our slogan should be, this is the show that shouldn't be optional. The only mandatory podcast on the internet, Creating Character.
I like it.
Welcome, Eric. You already kind of introed yourself, so
that's incredible. I love the idea that we're a mandatory podcast. I think that's really smart. I think if we can somehow get in, it seems like most people could kind of like get in with the government if they just like have enough money. So we could probably do that, become mandatory, right?
Mandatory. Like a pun.
Yeah.
There were 3 men. And the podcast has to be listened to. That's got to exist.
It's the first time it's ever happened.
That's got to exist.
3 guys on a podcast.
No, but
it's the first time it's ever happened.
Mandatory.
Yeah.
It's the mandatory
I love it.
podcast.
Mandatory.
Does that exist? Can you Google it?
Should we cancel this one and just start a new one?
It's probably it's got to exist.
Yeah,
there's got to be 1,000 versions of that.
Yeah, there has to be.
Unfortunately, there's a lot.
But are they like actually going? Because everyone starts a podcast and they don't keep it up.
Yeah,
not like us.
Now I have found some just in a quick search. There's a lot that have the name Mandatory Podcast. This one is the mandatory podcast, but it's a man and a woman.
Oh, no.
So that's confusing to me.
Is her name Tori?
Oh.
No, but
that would be good. I would accept that.
Especially if she rocks like the leather jacket from like Saved by the Bell.
The best Tori.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah.
The best Tori.
What was the point of her? What was the point of Tori on Saved by the Bell?
It's because Tiffani Thiessen and all the other ones, they disappeared. They renegotiated for a season or whatever. And so then they
is that right?
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think so. They had to fill in. And then, then Tori just vanishes.
You still have heat with Jeff. Do you remember Jeff? His name was Jeff, right? That Kelly broke up with Zach for.
Oh.
The guy she worked for at the Max.
Oh.
Yes.
I barely
Brother
remember.
made his move. Yeah. And they had that big breakup at the dance.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was rough.
That was rough.
I took that harder than any breakup I've ever had.
I think they worked out. They got married in the end. Zach and
I still haven't forgiven her, though.
All right. Okay. Remember when she was too poor to go to the dance?
That has to still come up. That has to come up. 20 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Like,
Their whole relationship is toxic.
She comes home, she's mad because he didn't take the trash out. And he's like, well, you left me for Jeff.
I recently rewatched the wedding episodes, the couple episodes of the college years that lead up to their wedding special, and the way he gets her to marry him is psychotic. He's like, I'll jump out of an airplane if you don't marry me. That's what he does. That's literally the premise.
Have you ever seen those YouTube videos? It's called Zach Morris's Trash.
Yeah.
Zach Morris is trash, and they're all real. Like he kind of was trash.
He was trash.
Yeah, he sucked.
He was trash, but he was 90s cool.
He was
so
90s
they
cool.
offset each other.
90s cool.
Sky.
Yeah.
What do you think of my shoes?
Those are interesting. I saw those when you came in. I was like, he must have just come from rock climbing or something.
This is the last pair of shoes that I got from my shoe treasure trove that I got last year.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about. This is the last one. I've been waiting to debut them.
Who makes those?
These are Crocs.
Those are Crocs.
These are Crocs. They hurt my feet. I'm not going to lie to you.
Do they? They look comfortable.
They are not comfortable. They're like rubbery on the inside, and it all hangs off the ankle. Like,
so what is the point of them? Because they look
Style,
comfortable,
baby.
and they
Style.
look like something you can walk in.
No, I actually think they change my gait. Like, I think they changed my gait, and if I walked for too long in them, I'd probably get hip pain. But I would
probably need some inserts or something.
Maybe I need some.
But those look like hiking shoes or something.
I don't think so. I think I break an ankle. They're also the heaviest shoes I've ever worn.
They're heavy too.
I feel like someone would put these shoes on me and then throw me into the New York Harbor.
That's crazy. I got on some low dunks.
They're nice.
This week.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. I have wrestling update.
All right, let's go.
We talked the other episode about your least favorite kind of chop.
Oh yeah,
a chop to the nipple.
Chop to the nipple.
I had a match on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Guess where I got chopped?
Right on the nipple.
Never been chopped there before.
Oh.
I don't know what happened. I don't think he saw the episode. I don't know why. I think it was just karma coming back to strike me down.
Maybe I spoke it into existence for you.
Maybe.
That's rough.
The worst thing about it is because obviously you taught me how to sell properly, which is to basically punch them back.
Face, yeah.
I tried something different. I got chopped in the nipple and shouted, "Ow, you chopped me in the nipple."
That's what I usually do.
But you know what happened? The audience started shrieking, "Chop him in the nipple again."
Oh.
So then it became a thing.
I would have spit into the audience. I would have just started hawking them.
Chop him again, I heard from the back
Shut
row.
your ass up.
So there you go. That's the update. Now I got a chopped nipple, so now I know how it feels.
Bull. That's bull.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it hurt more than a regular chop?
I definitely noticed it. I mean, I think chops
right?
hurt regardless. It's like a whip crack kind of, but I noticed the difference of the pop against the nipple that I immediately reacted different. It was less of a, ow, that's a chop. Oh, sell my chop or whatever. It was more of a, ow.
Yeah.
That's a chop.
It's offensive.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
So
it's like, that's not supposed to happen.
No.
Yeah, it makes me mad.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Oh, God.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well.
I had a show over the weekend, and in the middle of a match, a guy off a German suplex separated his shoulder.
Oof.
And then
Did he give or
had to
receive?
go right to the finish. That was tough.
Was it
You
the
guys
guy
ever been
taking
in
it
a
or
situation like that?
The guy taking it or giving it?
Yeah, the guy taking it just went over. It was real hot. There's a big height difference between the two guys.
Angle.
Yeah, and it was way higher than I thought he expected. And you could see him when he was going up, he started turning, just landed on like that right side.
That sucks.
Separated his shoulder, went right to the finish where it was like, hey, good for him. He called the ref over. There's communication. Went roll up, and then they went home.
What
he
was
got
the finish?
in a car. And
What was the finish?
Yeah,
Fujiwara armbar?
Yeah. Well, it was a shoulder lock.
Yeah.
They just did like a roll-up spot, and then it was just like, all right, help him to the back, and then they put him in a car and took him to the hospital and everything. Have you guys had to deal with that before? You guys separate anything? Separate like a kneecap or something?
God, don't speak that
Yeah,
into
what's going
existence.
on?
Jeez.
Eric, what are you
I'm
doing?
just asking.
I broke my ankle in a match a couple years ago, and we didn't have to go right home. I actually didn't even know it was broken for about 2 months.
What?
Yeah, because
What?
like I rolled it, and like I was like, oh, that didn't feel right. And like the referee was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep going." And so I kept going. But as time went, I started feeling it swell up in my boot. and I was starting to be able to put less and less weight on it. And so eventually I got to a point I was like, okay, I better finish this guy off or else I'm not going to be able to keep going. So yeah. And then I found out, first I did a little I thought it was like, oh, I just rolled it, it'll be fine in a couple days or a week. And then it wasn't. And eventually I got an x-ray and found out it was fractured. So.
Ugh.
Oh, did that make you feel tough?
No, not at all.
What?
I've got a couple injuries that I had no idea. Like I broke my hand and I didn't know it, but I think that was when I was fighting, because I had this thing on my hand. I had to have it drained. But first I had to have an x-ray. And then I saw the doctor and he's like, you fractured your hand before. And he's like, were you a fighter or anything? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm a wrestler, but I also,
all my life.
Yeah, I'm a fighter. That's what I do. So I'm a wrestler, but I also, I used to do some kickboxing, MMA, that sort of thing. And he said, yeah, we call it a boxer's break. And so I broke my hand, and I never knew that actually until then. I don't even remember hurting my hand. So it must have just been something that happened either in a match or training or a fight.
Wow.
I've had a number of injuries that I didn't even know I had because I just didn't feel them. I'm just so damn tough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you think like the doctor went like, man, this guy's so tough. This guy broke all this stuff. Didn't even know he broke all this stuff. Like, damn.
You want to know I'll give you like the most I feel tough story.
Okay. Yeah.
At the same time, it was miserable. So I had like this dental surgery some years back. And I don't know if I told the story on the show or not before, but
doesn't sound familiar.
So I had dental surgery and I got stitches. And so I go back a couple of days later, the dentist takes the stitches out. And then I go home, I go to sleep, I wake up in the middle of the night and there's just blood all over my pillow. And I'm like, what the heck? Oh, okay, I'm still bleeding. So I go and I try to clean it all up, yada, yada, yada. I go back to bed, different pillow. Wake up a little while later, blood all over my pillow. And I'm just looking, I'm like, okay, the blood, I'm just bleeding and it won't. I cannot get it to stop. So I go to urgent care and they were like, they check it out. The doctor, he's like, yeah, okay, they took the stitches out too soon. We're going to have to put the stitches back in. Cool, no problem. So I lay back and they put the thing over my face and there's an opening in the mouth. And then he starts and I'm thinking to myself, they didn't give me any anesthesia.
Oh, dude.
So he is stitching up my gums and I'm feeling it go through and I'm feeling him tie the knot. And it's just, I mean, I have like the single tear coming down my face. I'm not saying anything, but I'm laying there and it's just so painful. And after he was done, he was like, how are you feeling? And I was like, oh, that hurt a lot. And he's like, oh my God, I forgot to numb you. He's like, I forgot to numb you. I'm so sorry. And he gives me this shot after. This happened on a Tuesday morning. I went home. I went to sleep. I don't remember getting home, by the way. I went to sleep. This was Tuesday morning, 6 a.m., something like that. I woke up Wednesday night.
Wow.
That's how strong it was. I was, this man almost killed me.
Wow.
Like,
horse tranquilizer.
But yeah, I mean, that is the most like, yeah, I'm pretty tough story.
I won't burden our audience with it, but I have almost an identical story.
Oh no.
We don't have to get into it, but I'm not trying to one up you or anything like that. I'm just saying mouth stuff is the worst. It's the absolute worst because most of the time you're in a chair and you're sitting there and you just mouth wide open, eyes wide, as someone is doing the worst horrible things inside of your mouth and throat.
Dentist.
It's
You're just
terrible.
back there, just like, how's everything going?
They're spraying, they're waterboarding you, and then they go, all right, close your mouth for 2 seconds. Yeah. Did that get everything? No. All right, we're going in. Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal.
Probably better than listening to us, though.
Yeah, I guess so. But it doesn't matter because they're locked in their car. They don't have a choice.
The mandatory.
I brought a topic for us to discuss for this episode that's actually kind of on point that we can maybe chat about for a little bit.
I'm with it.
I'm curious because this is something I've always dealt with growing up. How you and Eric as well feel about how professional wrestling is portrayed in other mediums, right? Like movies and TV. Because growing up, I loved pro wrestling. And when it crossed over into other things, I would get really excited, but felt like in the 90s, 80s and 90s, and even maybe the 2000s a little, no one knew how to treat it. No one knew how to, like, okay, well, we're going to have, King Kong Bundy is going to appear on this episode of Married with Children, but he's like, I'm going to kill you, Al. Like that's his personality is he's just the guy. And like, I always I knew that wasn't how wrestling worked. That was one of my favorite things about it. So when I would see that, I would go, no, this feels like it's catering to the dumb kid in my class who still thinks this is real, you know?
There's also if you maybe the most famous version would be Rocky 3.
That's
Stallone
on my list.
And,
and
Hogan. And he's like, how about I chase you for a while, then you chase me?
Yeah.
But he is not in on it. And,
Yeah.
and beats the hell out of him. But that was a fun one. But yeah, I get what you mean. With like you said, King Kong Bundy, where they're like not in on it, you know. It's like
they're
protecting the
kayfabe.
business.
It's all protect the business. It's all kayfabe is real and stuff like that.
That's also how it is, though, or was.
Yeah, yes.
Have you seen on my Instagram story one of my favorite videos to post? It's a more recent one. It's this big wrestler, and I think he's from the UK. I don't know. It's really old, and he's on like a news show or something, and he's like, oh, you know, like he wants him to demonstrate a move, and the wrestler literally
body slams his ass.
He slams him so hard.
Yeah.
And the news reporter's like, oh God. Like you could tell, like it hurt bad.
Yeah.
And that's like high level protecting the business.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What was it? There's that one late night talk show that Hulk Hogan went on. And
Arsenio Hall?
He choked the guy out. No, it wasn't Arsenio Hall. No, he choked the guy out. Is the guy who ended up on Law and Order? He's a comedian.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and he like puts him in a front headlock, and the guy just blacks out, and he just lets him drop, and the guy like hits his head really bad.
Yeah,
but it's like, there's the how dare you accuse what I do of being fake because I'm protecting the business or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's funny because, like, you know, if Hulk Hogan was in a match and someone put him in a front headlock and then he, like, to the point where he'd blacked out, he'd be so pissed off.
Well, you know, no, I don't think he'd be pissed off. Like, the referee would lift his arm once and it would fall, and he'd lift it again and it would fall, and he'd lift it again and he'd go like this. And
but if he did it the way he put it on that guy, he's blacked out, and then he goes, fire him.
This is slightly off topic. There was an episode of The Ultimate Fighter way back in the day when it was Rampage against Rashad Evans, and Rampage, you know, he's doing his interview while watching the fight or like talking about the fight. One of his guys on his team, and the guy gets choked out. And Rampage is giving his interview, and he's like, you know, the referee was like kind of checking his arm like they used to do Hulk Hogan back in the day. Like I really was expecting him to just be like, like he's all, but he didn't do it.
Yeah, you only get the one.
So like he was expecting him to Hulk up.
I mean, it's set up. So it's like such a trope now at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a list. I think, Eric, you have some. If you haven't seen the movie, that's totally fine too. But I just curious how your portrayal. I mean, you mentioned Rocky 3. Yeah. I think that's an interesting one because what year is Rocky 3?
82?
Something like pretty early on.
Like that.
And they still do acknowledge, like, Rocky's approaching that like, oh, it's just a thing we're gonna do. You know, hey, we'll get in there, we'll do a thing. But in this scenario, Thunderlips
he's not in on it.
Is not in on it and wants to make a show out of it.
That's the name of the game.
Which in some ways is kind of, I could see, like with the other examples you cited with big dudes body slamming late night talk show hosts, is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So I don't really have any issues with that one. What about something like Nacho Libre?
Oh, great movie. I have a friend that was in that.
Oh, yeah?
I don't remember it, though.
See, this is the thing that I was talking about. Like, we were like, oh, yeah, we kind of have, like, this topic we could talk about. And I was like, I wonder if my perspective on this is going to be really different from guys who, like, work. Because Nacho Libre is, like, a fun, big cartoon movie or whatever. I hate how it makes a joke out of the wrestling. And I shouldn't be upset about it. But every time I watch it, I just go, come on, get real. But then it's like all the guys in LA that were like wrestling at the time, they're just like, I don't know, put them in this movie. Like Human Tornado's in that movie.
I was
like
almost
everyone's
in
that movie. It's, it's
but
crazy.
You had to go to Mexico for like 3 months, and I couldn't do it.
Wow, really?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I couldn't do it. But yeah, I was almost in that movie.
Whoa.
They cast a lot of guys from out here. But yeah, I don't really remember it, so I can't really say anything about the portrayal.
I mean, it just feels like it treats wrestling, right? If I recall, it treats wrestling as though it is a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like this guy, he's a monk, or he runs the orphanage, and he decides to go as a masked wrestler to try and win matches to earn money to pay for the thing. And for me, I'm like, well, but he has to win the matches, like like he has to win the matches, and then there's a bad guy wrestler, and so it fully embraces kayfabe,
Okay, yeah.
And I know for me, I was like, oh, a wrestling movie from the guy who did Napoleon Dynamite. This is gonna be like so weird and strange.
Yeah.
And it ended up being like a quirky comedy, but it didn't at all scratch the itch for me that I want. Like it didn't uncover the world of professional wrestling like I hoped it would.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah. It's a good gimmick, though.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to the promoter and you're like, I actually have to win all these matches because I have an orphanage, and then they have to book you to win. So you can be the champion anywhere.
Yeah.
I remember it being a pretty successful movie. I don't know if it was, but I feel like I remember it being successful. So that's good. I was actually part of a lot of the promotion for it. And I remember having a lot of fun doing that. And so, yeah, I have good memories of it.
Well, it seems like...
What did you do for the promotion?
We would just go do pop-up events, sometimes have wrestling matches, that sort of thing. Because, like I said, I was almost in it, but I didn't end up doing it because of the time. It was just going to take too much time away. But, I was still part of the promotion for it.
Huh, so, yeah. Crazy.
That's interesting.
What else we got?
So now we have into the maybe more hardcore, like the biopic world, right? Like the Iron Claw.
Oh, yeah.
Or Fighting with My Family.
I didn't like the Iron Claw.
You didn't like it?
That's the Von Erichs movie. Yeah. I didn't really like it that much.
Was there something? Was it that you didn't like the movie, or was there something more about its portrayal that you didn't?
I think
the
portrayal.
Yeah.
I didn't think they really captured the story. I mean, it's not a bad movie, but I guess I've seen so many documentaries on the Von Erich family, and they were such a legendary family, and it was such a tragedy what happened. But then also out of that comes like triumph of where they are now, and I just didn't feel like they captured it the way documentaries I've watched have.
That's true.
And with a movie, I feel like you almost have a better opportunity than you can for a documentary. And then just they like skipped over one of the brothers' deaths.
Entirely cut out.
Entirely cut out.
Yeah.
But they made sure to have the scene where the guy's jerking off in the shower.
Well, they're trying to portray it's accurate portrayal.
They had to have that, but they had to skip over a whole brother's death. Like it's.
You make choices in the editing room. You have to make choices.
Yeah, I didn't like it,
and that's what it is. I feel like that movie did an interesting. It skimmed the surface, right? It understood that the wrestling world is a business, and it admitted all that, and it did show all of the things you do to prepare for a wrestling match that aren't like Rocky training with weights, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to work in certain ways. There's certain things you have to be capable of and certain ways you have to navigate the business to be a great pro wrestler. But then you never did see those scenes where like everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, maybe I need to watch it again. Maybe with lower expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a thing where if you're into wrestling or know wrestling and know the Von Erichs, it's really hard to like go in there with like a blank slate. But I knew so many people who would message me like, hey, there's like this new wrestling movie coming out. Are you going to see it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to see it. Are you ready for what this is going to be? And they're like, oh, I don't know anything about this. It's like, oh, you're going to be fucking devastated by what you're about to see.
To be clear, I am definitely in the minority in this conversation because I think everyone I know loves it. So that's why I don't know, maybe I was just expecting more.
But that's exactly, that's getting that experience. And sometimes when you're closer to something, it's hard. Like something came up the other day where someone was like, I can't watch that movie because I do that. I don't remember what it was, but it was some sort of like carpentry or whatever. Oh. Yeah, it was American Pie. Yeah. But it was something obscure, and I was like, oh, well, I absolutely never noticed that. And it wasn't a cultural thing. It was like, yeah, something specific. Like
I'd like to see a movie like that on the Hart family.
Oh, yeah.
That would be cool. It'd be very tragic, but it'd be really cool.
That would be...
Yeah.
Whoa, that would be like devastating. That would be so tough, wouldn't it? Oh my God.
Unless they have some guy that looks like you playing Ric Flair in it, like they did in the other movie.
Oh yeah. I always like when they cast.
Oh, the Nature Boy. Woo. It's like, what is this guy?
Yeah.
Like, I could have been cast for it and done a better job.
It's like the Young Rock or whatever show.
I love Young Rock.
I only saw some clips of it. I never watched it. What did you feel about Young Rock?
I love Young Rock.
Okay.
I genuinely love that show.
Okay.
It's so good.
But do you love it as a TV? You just think it's funny and fun to watch? Do you feel like it accurately portrays the world of wrestling, or where does it stand in that holding the line?
It does kind of portray the world of wrestling well, because like his dad is always telling stories, you know, and one of the things that this is, I guess, off that subject. Let me answer your question first. I do think it does a pretty good job portraying wrestling. It doesn't get too deep into it, but it gets just enough. And then one of the things I love about the show is his dad is always telling stories in the show. And, you know, they're like extravagant stories. Clearly, some of them aren't real, but his dad is very much like, he always has a story. And then when you think about how the show is The Rock telling a story.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just kind of cool.
Yeah.
Where it's just, you have that like, oh, okay, the apple doesn't fall far
generations
from the tree.
share their stories with the next generations
Yeah.
who share their stories with the next generation.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's I just know of it because it's like, oh, every new season they'd be like, we've cast the person who's going to be Triple H or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I can't wait to see. That's just a guy in a wig.
Shout out to Luke Hawx, man. He played Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah,
show.
hell
Yeah.
yeah. Awesome.
I feel like Fighting with My Family.
Never
Did
saw
you ever
it.
see that? It's fun. It's a comedy take on the Iron Claw version of it. It's Soraya's story. And I actually thought it did a really good job of acknowledging that the family loves pro wrestling and knows what it is. And when they show her training, it's like stuff like practicing moves and like rolling and taking bumps and things like that. Not her throwing a punt, it's not like stuff like that. But then it still acknowledges her relationship with the other women that are coming up at the time. So the rivalry isn't about, I'm going to beat you for the championship. It's more, can I gather the, charismatic capital?
Yeah.
The backstage politics. Can I navigate that environment enough to be able to become a champion?
Right.
And I thought they did a pretty good job straddling the line there.
I do need to watch that. I've been meaning to. I just hadn't had a chance to. But yeah,
It's fun.
It's on my list of movies I want to see.
All right, let's go into something else. What about Ready to Rumble?
Oh gosh, one of the most fun ones
You
ever.
love that?
Yeah,
Wow.
I haven't seen it since back in the day.
Yeah.
But I just remember loving it.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I'll tell you my reaction. Hated it.
Really? At the time,
Me
you
too.
hated it.
I could not enjoy it as a movie at all because and maybe it's because I wanted the veil to be pulled back. I wanted to be on the other side to see what the pro wrestling world was like. And this thing is just to me, it was a cartoon facade. There was the fact that it was all real. And then the biggest thing for me was that Oliver Platt was supposed to be the greatest wrestler. Like he was the king.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be the top star in pro wrestling. And I was like, what? This doesn't make I was like, this gimmick? I was like, this gimmick is from like 10 years,
Jerry
15
the King
years
Lawler
ago.
was a huge star.
Sure. But I mean, that's like Memphis in like
Yeah.
1979
Regional, yeah.
or whatever. And so I was like, what, the king? This guy was a huge star? And it just completely ripped me out of it, even before WCW started integrating like them into the world.
Yeah.
Right? Where they're like, David Arquette is playing a variation of his character from the movie. And then they had their cage on a cage on a cage.
I thought that was a
the
cool
only
idea.
thing that I was like, okay, all right, like, you can keep that. You can
Crazy
keep
Canyon taking a bump off the very top.
Hell
That's
yeah.
insane, man.
Hell yeah. I'm with you on that, James. Like I wanted it to be, especially at the time, I wanted it to be like be on the mat, like we're pulling back the curtain. Like I think that's what I was excited for. And then it was just, David Arquette and it's acting, whatever. I will say that when I call matches now, and if anyone does an axe handle, I say, oh, crowns him off the top rope.
that. Right, that was his finisher. Was a double
that
axe
was his
handle
finisher.
off
Crowns him
the
off the
Was it
top
off the
rope.
top
No
rope or
matter
the
what.
second rope?
Oh, I don't remember, but if you come off anything and you do the double axe handle, I just say, oh, crowns him every time.
There's no way I'm
Yep.
going to stay down for 3 if someone tries to finish me with that. Are you kidding me?
He won't rule you. That was his whole thing. Come on.
That's crazy. Yeah. I just think it's
all right.
interesting. It's just, I mean, again, that's why I'm like, maybe I should go back and rewatch this movie because as a kid, I was like, this isn't what I want.
Slightly off subject. It's kind of fun how like moves that people wouldn't buy as a finish in wrestling would actually probably be the most devastating.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll give you an example. If I said this was going to be the finish of a match, everyone would universally shit all over it. But if you imagine pinning someone in the corner, climbing up above them, and then punching them in the face 10 times.
Yeah. No, yeah. Not blocking, nothing.
Like,
Yeah.
you'd kill someone.
Yeah.
Like in the UFC, that fight gets stopped after 4 or 5 punches.
Yeah.
You still get 6 more. But yeah, I mean, you can't buy it.
The ref's counting along with you.
The referee, everyone's like,
dead man in the
7.
corner.
Hey, this guy's like, he's already done. Like,
You see his ocular socket caves in.
it's a wrap. If you do that, you're done.
That's a good
It's a
point.
wrap.
I was thinking like big boot. I mean, some people do use the
yeah.
big boot, but just imagine just being in a street fight and just one guy puts up his foot, you hit it full speed, and
Anderson Silva won a fight with a big boot.
Yeah.
I mean, just the push kick was a teep.
Yeah.
But I mean, essentially, it's a big boot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love the idea. I want to book a match that would be like UFC. Like, what if it was like real, and the finish was a 10 punch?
10 punch in the
That
corner.
is the best
Referee
idea.
jumps
And
in
it's-
and stops
the
it.
referee's
Yeah.
going, no,
After 6,
Yeah.
6 unanswered punches.
The audience is weeping,
Yeah.
tears, they're crying
He's
in the
not
audience.
defending himself.
No.
Come on.
He's dead.
Let somebody get punched that many times unanswered in the face in the UFC. It's done. They'd be yelling at the ref. He should have stopped it sooner.
Yeah.
In wrestling, they're just like,
Blood everywhere. Every punch.
All right, let's
You
get
see
to your
a
next
child,
one. I'm
a child
sorry.
in the front row with popcorn, blood splatters all over his face.
They're covering their children's.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else you
Well,
got?
Eric mentioned it, but I was going to also say the documentary Beyond the Mat.
Love that.
Yep.
Did
I
you?
saw that in theaters when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved that. That was
Yeah.
a good movie.
I thought that for me was like, that was like heroin into my veins. 'Cause
Oh
it
my
was
God,
exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted people to talk about the business, and they didn't expose it too much, but they gave me a peek behind the curtain that I didn't get anywhere else. And that's like, I loved it. I
Yeah.
was so into it. Sabathima. That's
my last match.
holds space in my head. No,
You're a
no
hot
question.
country Chevy dealer.
So good.
The part where
Dennis-
they show Terry Funk walking away and he trips.
Oh yeah.
Does this little jog out there. I love it.
Dennis Stamp on a trampoline in the backyard, and Terry Funk trying to get him to be on the show. I'm not booked, Terry.
I was going to pay
I'm
you
not
50.
booked. He's like,
But I'm not booked.
I'm not booked. It's the best. The best.
Yeah, it's good.
So good.
Yeah, that's
so
a good
good. This is an interesting one. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's-
Was Macho Man was in it
Yeah,
or something? I don't really
Bonesaw.
remember. Bonesaw.
Bonesaw.
that's right.
Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. And this was such a hard thing for me to wrap my head around. This is like when you're a kid and you're like, but like I believe in God, but how can there be cruelty? You know, like how can there be hungry people in the world if God is kind or whatever? And then you have to come to terms with it. I didn't have to deal with that, but I did have to go, I love Spider-Man. How can they be so wrong about wrestling? Those are my two things as a kid. Because I was like, oh, his whole thing is he has to last. What is it? You got 3 minutes.
Yeah,
I
like
got you for
that.
3
Yeah.
minutes or whatever. And I'm like, what'd you guys agree to? Like in the back, would you just
Yeah.
agreed to a certain amount of time or what's
Yeah.
going to happen in there? And the fact that it was a pro wrestling show where that guy just stands in the ring and just beats the shit out of people. Like, I think just an adaptation, it can be like an underground MMA, an MMA fight would work, right? An
Absolutely.
MMA fight would work just fine. Sure, get up on stage, you know, and if you can stay in the octagon with this guy, it totally works. The fact that it's Macho Man, as Bonesaw, and Spider-Man's
Bonesaw.
jumping around. I also, as me, I'm going, this match sucks. Like he's climbing up there and then he springs over there. At some point, he whips a chair at him. Like I was like, I hate this match. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
It's not a fire match.
No,
1 star.
1-star match. Eric, what are your thoughts?
Spider-Man, interesting time when it came out because UFC was around, but it wasn't what it sort of like is now.
Oh, yeah.
So they could have had that, but it wouldn't. No one would have understood. But everyone understands pro wrestling,
Yeah.
so it makes sense. I do think it's funny that Macho Man was the guy, and it harkens back to like old wrestling where it was like, all right, we're a traveling carnival.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of some random guy, but then another guy who's like the worker comes in.
That's true.
And then it's like, oh, he beat me, whatever. But Spider-Man it's like the worst UFC fight where a guy just keeps running away, and it's like, this sucks ass. I don't want to watch this.
That would make sense if they booked Spider-Man to come in and lose.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to book you to lose, but then he gets hit hard or something. He realized the guy's being stiff, and then
he's
he
like,
fights
F
back.
that, yeah.
And that's how he gets his reputation.
You ever seen Paradise Alley?
I haven't. That was on the list that came up. That's Sylvester Stallone, right?
Stallone, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It's an old one.
Do you recommend it? Is it good?
Yeah, watch it. I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I used to always, when I was a kid, it appealed to me because it had two things I loved: pro wrestling and still Rocky. You know, so like,
yeah.
like,
I already covered boxing. Now I guess I gotta try wrestling too. There's also a bunch of TV. I remember like a lot of shows would have a TV special episode where, again, like Married with Children, it's King Kong Bundy's here and he burst in the door or whatever.
Wasn't there a television show? I remember watching it as a kid. I was very, very young, and I want to say it was a former football player, and he played a pro wrestler on the show. Like, he was in real life, he was a former football player. You know what I'm talking about, Eric?
Sounds
and he played a professional wrestler on TV.
Oh, that was like
on
his
the show.
job.
On his show, he was a professional wrestler. You
Interesting.
Googling that?
Yeah, I'm looking it up, but I don't know what it would have been if we were young. I don't even
Early
know like
90s,
what it.
maybe late 80s.
It sounds very
that's
familiar.
tough.
I remember it
Yeah.
came back up because I feel like that player died in the last 5 to 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Oh, geez.
So, and
Oh,
I
boy.
remember that coming back up. So,
Damn.
someone in the comments will know what we're talking about.
They'll
If
get it.
if you have any idea what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
get in the comment section. But I remember loving that show as a kid.
Okay. I want a special shout out Family Matters, which comes
Oh,
up
yeah.
a lot on this show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We mentioned it as I was going through a rewatch. I noticed that they have a wrestling episode, and they actually do it pretty well.
Do they?
They whole cloth expose the business and go, oh, this is a facade. The problem is Steve accidentally knocks out the guys who are supposed to be in the tag team match.
Oh, that's right. So then
And
they
have to fill in.
They happen to
Right,
look just like
but
them.
it's okay. The only reason they agree to it is because they know the outcome, and they're going against the Bushwackers.
That's
the
right. I
Bushwhackers.
remember
It's
that.
the Bushwackers, and they go against it until one of the Bushwackers, I think, recognizes Carl for like throwing his sister or his mom or something in jail, and then they genuinely get pissed. So then the fake fight becomes a real fight. So honestly, handled it pretty well.
Pretty good.
I think they handled
Pretty
it
good.
pretty well.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, that one, and then also special shout out South Park did a pro wrestling episode.
Oh yeah,
where
yeah,
they,
that's a fun one.
which was fun because they go to a pro wrestling show. Then they decide to try wrestling, but it's the collegiate style amateur wrestling. And they're like, what the hell is this? So they create their whole backyard pro wrestling, but they never actually get physical with one another.
Yep.
It's just microphones and drama. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty about right. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah.
The TV one that I think of, because I remember tuning in because they promoted the hell out of it, was That 70s Show.
Yes.
Yes.
The Rock, Ken Shamrock, and the Hardys on it, but then also Ernie Ladd was in that
Oh,
episode
strange.
too.
Okay.
And it was like, that's so fucking cool. But I think The Rock was supposed to like, he's playing his dad kind of
Yes.
thing,
Yes,
where he's
yes,
like, I'm
yeah.
gonna have a son who's gonna be the most electrifying man in sports
Right.
entertainment.
And
You're
let's
like,
not forget
oh,
Boy
okay.
Meets World. Vader was on
Boy Meets
several
World.
episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot. I just think
There's a
it's
lot.
really interesting because I don't know, when I
Yep.
was younger, if I saw wrestling, I get really excited, but if it didn't give me insight into that world,
Yeah.
and it just felt like it was the dumbest kid in my class, like I would just kind of be repulsed by it. I don't know
It's a
why.
fun conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the one we didn't bring up that I am curious about, because maybe the timing lines up, I'm not really sure. This would have been like 2008 when they did this. The Wrestler,
Right.
Darren Aronofsky.
Right. Yeah.
I think probably the best portrayal of what pro wrestling sort of
Yeah.
looks
the movie,
like.
The Wrestler?
Yeah.
Randy
Yeah.
the Ram?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
They filmed that in the whole ending where he's going to go out and have the match against the Ayatollah, which is like Ernest the Cat Miller. It's like an ROH show. And-
Not surprising.
They have like Claudio and stuff, just sort of like, oh, it's like these guys in the back. And I
Yeah.
thought that was the coolest part is like, oh, it's like, oh, here's Chris Hero. and Claudio and everyone just kind of like walking around that are like ROH staple guys at that time.
That's cool.
Did you ever hear stories about that stuff or anything, Sky?
Gosh,
about like
I probably
filming of
did,
that?
but I don't really remember. It was so long ago. But yeah, I remember it being a big deal when it came out, obviously. But I don't really remember anything behind the scenes, to be honest with you. I probably have heard some stuff, but I forgot.
Yeah.
How do you feel about its portrayal of wrestling? Because
I saw it like once.
I mean, it's dour. It's pretty like it's pretty like.
I think if I remember correctly, I came out of it feeling like they tried a little too hard towards the end to make it look like to make it a tragic story. And then I remember thinking there's real tragic stories that are so much worse
That's
than
a
this.
good point.
And
what a great point.
Yeah.
That is that's a fantastic point. You're absolutely right. Absolutely.
I do want to say to its credit and Darren Aronofsky's credit and his research or what have you. He did understand that the worst move you could do for the longevity of your career and life is the flying headbutt off the top rope. Like, it's never worked out for anyone.
Very
for
true.
anyone.
Yeah.
And so I remember watching it and going like, he picked it. That's better than the crown or whatever.
The crown.
Like he picked it. That's that's a
true.
terrible move to pick. Sorry.
Damn. Well,
yeah.
Let us know in the comments which things we missed.
Yeah.
What wrestling portrayals we did not talk about. Maybe we can throw those out in the future. Have those pepper in a little bit because I think there's a lot. I think there's like a wide breadth of wrestling stuff that's just sort of been around like over the years, and we probably didn't touch on everything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
True.
interesting. It's interesting.
Yes, indeed.
Something to think about. But yes, I think that wraps it up for this commute.
I think so.
We're excited.
We're exiting the 110.
We're thinking that maybe we're gonna pull. We had so much fun doing the draft from the episode a couple weeks ago that we're probably gonna do more drafts. People in the comments were saying that they wanted to see tag team women's wrestlers, and we were even thinking managers too.
Yes, managers.
So I'm
Such a good
thinking,
idea.
barring any sort of major changes, milestones, probably next week we're gonna be doing a greatest women's wrestlers draft.
Let's get it.
And so please come back and join us for that and get in the comments now. Start throwing your choices out in there. I'm doing a little research because I felt like we went into the men's one and I was like, hey, I just know my picks. And this one I want to start looking at some.
Sorry.
What was that?
It's pretty good.
Okay. All right.
I like it.
Yeah. You're seeding your choices. Well, you might not go first. That's how the draft works.
That's not my choice.
But yeah, so get in the comments. Let us know kind of where your head's at. What are you thinking? You obviously don't have to worry about us stealing your picks, but give us your faves. Also, like Eric said, if we missed any movies, TV shows, or things that you were like, oh yeah, I remember watching this and it pissed me off, or I love this, let us know. I did amateur wrestling. There was Vision. Did you ever see Vision Quest?
No, I don't think
Vision. It's a Matthew Modine movie from the 80s, and it's the most accurate portray. It's like Karate Kid, but with wrestling.
Oh, nice.
But it's not fun. Like, you know how Karate Kid's fun and kind of like surreal and magical sometimes? It's not. It's just gritty and mean. And
I want to do a whole episode on movies like The Karate Kid because there's a lot of them. And movies similar to that. I want to do a whole episode on that at some point because, man, there's some good ones.
I know. I love how people think Karate Kid. They think the movie they think it is. And the movie it became in popular culture is not the movie it actually is when you're watching it.
That's very interesting.
So little
More
karate.
on that later.
We'll get into that and so many other topics, but the only way you're going to get to listen to them and watch them is if you subscribe to us on YouTube. If you subscribe to the podcast on whatever your favorite platform is, if you give us a good review, if you follow us on Instagram, Creating Character Pod, that's the only way you're going to get these cool topics and be locked in your car for an hour.
That's right.
While you're listening to them. That's
right.
how we want you to listen to this show. So yeah, get in the comments, talk to us, let us know how you're feeling. Sky, where can people find you?
Find me on Instagram at Scorpio Sky, on TikTok, Scorpio Sky Official, on Threads at Scorpio Sky.
Nice. Eric?
You can find me at Eric Bedour on everything, wherever you need to find me. TikTok mostly, where I'm just reposting car crashes, animal attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, people trying to do magic spells in their apartment.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, watching I saw a guy like try to invent some like technology, but I don't think he has like the capability. You know what I mean? To like do it. So it's a lot of fun to watch inventions happen on TikTok.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. Both of you guys have really good Instagram story share game.
Oh yeah.
You get some good stuff. Consistent stuff too. If in case you missed it the first time, you'll get it again next week. So I appreciate that. Did I say me?
No. Where do we find you?
Hey, search James Willems on Instagram. That's where I am mostly. If you want to see me in person though.
Okay.
I'm doing a live show in San Francisco on March 21st at the Swedish American Hall. I'm going to be hosting a trivia show with a bunch of comedians. It's going to be a blast. You can get some tickets. Tickets are on sale right now. It's going to be a lot of fun. Eric, why do you look confused?
Where are tickets on sale?
A giant link that I can't really describe. I don't know how to get you there. I mean, maybe in the description.
You should probably give me the link so I can put it somewhere.
I'll get you the link. We got time. But yeah, it's a giant link, and I just read out the URL right now. Oh, wait, we're out of time. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching and listening, and we will be back next week with another amazing draft. We cannot wait to see you there. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.